Students, next we are going to know about life history of silk moth. Here, usually moth means insects with two broad pair of wings covered here. All of you see here. Okay, so the female silk moth here. Female silk moth here lays eggs. Okay, so after from which hatch larvae. Okay, so larvae is the active immature form of an insect. Okay, so active immature form of an insect, especially one that differs greatly from the adult, from which hatch larvae, which are called caterpillars or silkworms. Okay, so from which come out larvae. Okay, so from eggs larvae come out, which are called as a caterpillars or silkworms. Okay, so after they grow into size, when the caterpillar is ready to enter the next stage of the life history, that is called as a pupa. Okay, pupa stage is an insect. Okay, insect or the silkworm is in its inactive immature form between the larva and adult form of the life cycle. It first waves a net to hold itself. So it first waves a net to hold itself. So then it swings its head from side to side in the form of figure 8. So students, all of you see here, then it swings its head side to side in the form of figure 8. During these movements of the head, the caterpillar secretes fibers made of the protein. Okay, so like this. So which hardens on exposure to air. Okay, when we expose these protein fibers into air, it becomes harder. Okay, and after it will become a silk fiber. Soon as possible, the caterpillar completely covers it by silk fibers. Okay, and turn into pupa. Okay, so this covering is known as cocoon. Okay, so the further development of the pupa into moth continues inside the cocoon. Okay, so cocoon is a silky case spun by the larva of many insects, including silkworm also, for protection of pupa. Okay, so these silk fibers are used for weaving silk cloth. Okay, so can you imagine that the soft silk yarns or a thread is as strong as comparable thread of steel. Okay, and the silk yarn is obtained from cocoon of the silk moth, right? In this silk moth also there is a variety of silk moths. Okay, so look different from one another also. Okay, and the silk yarn they yield is different in texture. Okay, so like coarse means hard, smooth, shiny, etc. Okay, so thus different silks like tussar silk, muga silk, etc. are obtained from cocoons spun by different types of moths. Okay, so the most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. The silk fibers from the cocoon of this moth is very soft, lustrous, and elastic, and can be dyed in beautiful colors. Okay, so this sericulture or culture of silkworms is a very old occupation in India. India produces plenty of silk on a commercial scale. Okay, so in India, women are significantly involved in various kinds of industries related to silk production. Okay, all of you see here in this picture. Here, this is the pictures of reeling of silk from cocoons and processing into raw silks into fabrics by their enterprise. Okay, so they contribute to the nation's economy. Okay, so China leads the world in silk production. Okay, so India also ranks among the second leading silk producing country in the world. Okay, so students, in this class we have learnt about silk and life history of a silk moth, right? If you have any doubts, questions, ask in online session. All of you should follow given worksheet. Thank you students.